Hello, it is Dorothy-Inez. I usually give three hellos until my assistant said, my son, or I don't know if it was one of her sons or one of her daughters, was saying, is that Dorothy Inez again? Let me guess. Is that Dorothy Inez? Because I always go, hello, 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 hello. So today I thought I'll just start with one hello. Hi, Steve. Welcome. I decided to go live today before I went live already once today with my good friend and colleague Annette Bond. If you haven't watched the video, check that video out because it was really good. It was on confidence and our personal image, how that can affect how people perceive you, and how our personal image can impact our confidence. So we talked about that today. It was a really good conversation. Hey, Gina, welcome. So today, what I'm wanting to talk about is when fear tries to take your life, you must remember who you are. So today I wanted to talk about that because I was talking with one of my clients and she really triggered something in me as we had the conversation about a fear she was having. And it made me think about so many women stuck in fear, how we allow fear to run our lives and keep us from the abundance, from the prosperity that is innately yours by virtue of who our father is, who our creator is. um, and so I wanted to talk about that because there's a price that you pay when you choose to allow fear to run your life. Fear, what is fear? It's what is it? Fear, what are the acronyms? I know the one I like is feel everything and rise, but what is it? Face everything and run. What is there? What are some of those acronyms? Put those in the comments. And by the way, did I introduce myself? I don't think I introduced myself. For those of you that don't know that are tuning in, I am Dorothy-Inez. That's Dorothy-Inez said together, not apart. And I am a authentic confidence and mindset mentor. And what I love doing, and I'm so passionate about, is helping ultra confident women. And what do I mean by ultra confident women? Women who think they're confident and believe that they're confident, but yet they still struggle secretly with their confidence and self-doubt and negative thinking, and that keeps them stuck. And what I'm here to do is to help you have breakthrough in that area so you can show up and do the thing that God is calling you to do in your life. I am here to help you, sister, wake up. Okay, wake up to the truth of who you are. And I'm so passionate about that. So that way you can show up confidently, you can show up boldly in your life and in your business. That's what I do, in case you didn't know. So back to fear and what fear is costing us. So there it is. Thank you, Steve. False evidence appearing real. I couldn't remember what that first word was, and I just talked about it. So, false evidence. Thank you, brother. False evidence appearing real. But I like to feel everything and rise. But so many of us will buy into the false evidence appearing real. And what that does is it costs you. There's a huge price you pay. And especially if you're in my age demographic, you pay a huge price because how many of you know The truth is we have less years in front of us than we do behind us. But when we allow fear to keep us in bondage, fear to keep us imprisoned, we are not living confidently. We're sacrificing our happiness. We're sacrificing our health. And when I was talking to my client, she said, well, my health is impacted. Then I started thinking about how fear can manifest, because sometimes we look at something and, we just go health, blanket. Well, what is health? What does that look like, right? So I started thinking, well, health, first of all, you live in disease in your body. Cancer shows up, ulcers can show up. Not taking care of yourself leads to diabetes and different types. Heart disease shows up because you're all stressed out, because you're playing small and you're not living your best life. Okay, your energy suffers. You're tired because you're pushing every day for things that don't light you up, because you're afraid. You're afraid. You're meditating on that which is a lie. And I've been listening to Dr. Caroline Leaf, and for those of you that don't know her, she is I believe she's like a neuropsychologist or something like that, but she focuses on mindset. That part I do know. She focuses on mindset. And she talks about a thought. So when a thought comes in our mind, the thought is how I look at them is like little orbs, these little neurons that come in and they light up, and then they have these little tentacles which are called dendrites, and those dendrites begin to form and plant, kind of dig into your brain, so to speak. I think of it like an alien. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's how I think of it, is that this thought comes in and these little dendrites, these little tentacles attach to my brain. And the more I meditate on that thing, the more it begins to take root in my mind. Okay. So the more fear comes in, these thoughts of you're worried about this and that coming in, and the more you meditate on that, that's what you give life to. Because everything that we manifest in the physical first starts with the thought. You first existed where? In the mind of God. And then now you're manifest here in the physical. So our mind is very powerful. And so what we have to be aware of is when those thoughts come in, be aware that this little orb with these little tentacles is coming. And the more you meditate on that thought, the more it's taking root. And what you need to do is let that thought come in. When it comes in, thank it, send it off. But when the good thoughts come in, whatsoever is good, whatsoever is pure, whatsoever is of good report, meditate on those things, because that's what you want to take root in your mind. Because when that other junk comes in, it can't really get grounded. It can't really take root, because you have filled your mind with truth. You have filled your mind with the truth of who you are. You see, so fear is costing you a lot, your health. Fear is costing you your mind. Fear is costing you your peace. Fear is costing you your success. Fear is costing you a life well lived. How many of you watching this want to die with regrets? I know I don't. And by the way, if this is touching you, I want you to give me a heart. Give me a heart down in the comments. Let me know that what I'm saying to you is really touching you, that this sounds like me. Give me a red heart if some of this is resonating with you, what I'm saying. It's costing you also relationships. It is costing you. What I mean by that, relationships, is that sometimes when we've been hurt so much, we go into a relationship broken, and that causes us to be somebody that's not very attractive. It causes us to act out of fear. It causes us to be very controlling. And that takes away our attractiveness. It causes people to distance from us. It keeps us from opening our hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you, Connie. It causes us to stay closed off. Okay? So it can cost us relationships. It can cost us love. Fear can cost us love. Like I said, we won't open ourselves because we're afraid. We're afraid of being hurt. And like I said, we die with regrets. You know, I wish I would have. That's why I do the work I do, because see, I don't want to die with any regrets. I don't want to be that old lady rocking on the porch saying, I wonder what if. What would my life have been like had I stepped out and gotten that master's degree, or became that makeup artist, or lost weight, or did this or did that? No, I'm not going to wonder, because I'm going to live my life courageously. And so I'm challenging you to do the same. You know, a lot of times we say, oh, I don't have, we live from this place. I don't have, lack and limitations. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't know enough. I'm not enough. And that sense of lack and limitation comes from fear. We've allowed fear to take root in our minds, in our hearts, in our souls. It causes us to stay in businesses and jobs we don't love. We start somewhere in our business and we realize as we're in that, because we started it because, whoa, if I go down this path, I'll make money. But the truth is, you didn't have a passion for it, but you're afraid to switch to the thing that you're really passionate about, because what if I don't make any money? We get caught up in the what ifs rather than trusting that you have everything you need to be successful in what it is you have been sent here to do. This I know, ladies, when you, and gentlemen, because I see my brother Stephen is here. Steve, not Stephen, is here. We have to have the courage to step out. We have to have the courage to stop playing small and start playing big. You see, so many of us say, oh, I believe in God. I believe God is in me. I'm one with God. But do you really believe that? Do you really believe that? And the reason I challenge you on that is because if you really believe that, and I challenge myself every day, Dorothy-Inez, if you really believe this, then why are you doing this? Why do you keep saying X, Y, and Z? So I challenge you who's listening, if you say you believe in something greater than you and that you are one with this thing that is greater than you, why do you continue to live from lack? Why do you continue to play small? Why do you continue to pretend that you're where you want to be when you really aren't? Why? You see, the one that lives in you is greater, and you alone cannot do it. You need help from the one who sent you, the one who gave you the dream, the one who gave you the purpose. And sometimes when somebody is offering you something, you have to recognize if that person, that thing, that situation is your answer to prayer. But sometimes fear and lack can keep the blinders on, can keep you from seeing that the very thing you need is right in front of you. So fear, when you stay stuck in fear, if you haven't seen it, fear is costing you a lot. Fear is, oh my God, it's huge what it costs you. It costs you your joy. And it costs you from living the life that was yours before you ever physically got here. You just have to be willing to step out. So you're like, okay, Dorothy-Inez, I've heard you. Yes, girl. Yes, you're speaking to me. But what do I do? What do I do, Dorothy-Inez? Well, the first thing I would invite you to do is what I invited my client to do. Is I said, you know what? Take out a sheet of paper. And on that sheet of paper, put a plus and a minus. Do a line in the middle, plus and minus. And look at that thing that you're afraid of, or fear in general. You're not showing up, you're not doing videos, you're not asking for the sale, you're not, whatever it is, you're not doing, you're not leaving that relationship, you're not going to networking, you're not taking that speaking engagement, you're not going back to school, whatever it is that you're not doing, you're not investing in your personal growth, whatever that is, because you're afraid, oh, if I say yes to this, and what if the money doesn't come up? If I go to school, what if I'm the oldest one in the room? What if, what if, what if, what if? So I want you to put on that, what is it costing you? What are all the negatives? If you keep letting fear run your life on the minus, what happens? And then on the plus, I want you to write down all the things, all the possibilities that open up if you say yes to you, if you say yes to that thing God has placed in your heart, if you say, boom, fear, you're out of here, what happens? What are the possibilities? And dig deep. Don't just go, oh, I'll be healthier. Well, what does healthy look like? You know, oh, I'll be at more peace. Well, what does peace look like? Oh, I'll be more successful. What does success look like? Really dig deep as you do this exercise. And then the next thing, this is number 2. You got to make your why you're doing it. It has to be bigger than the fear. Why you're stepping out has to be bigger than the fear. And what I always say is that why really needs to bring you to tears. That if you died today, you would just feel so incomplete that your mission was not accomplished. What is your why that you're doing what you do? It has to be bigger than the fear. A lot of times, and I think, this makes me think about women and their children. I asked my client today, we were talking about Jesus, and I was telling her, we were talking about how Jesus got up on that cross for her. And I said, would you get up on that cross for me? Girl, you know what her answer was? It should have been yes. But her answer was no. She would not get on that cross for me. But she quickly said, I would get on it for my children. I would get on it for my children. And that's how deep your why needs to be. And it brought her to tears. Your work on whatever it is that you're needing to do that's holding you back, your why you want to do it has to be big, has to move you to your core, and to know that you won't be complete without it. Number 3 is I invite you to get the support you need. Get the support you need. Stop BSing, talking about how broke you are, how you don't have the money, how you don't know where the money's coming from, because that's the number one thing I hear women tell me every single day. I don't have the money. It just gets me sick that money is constantly running the show, because the thing I know is you can create that. You can create money if you put your mind to it, because if somebody you loved was being held for ransom, trust me, you will find the money that you need to get that person back. But what it boils down to is that fear is coming in and taking over. It's really not about the money. The fear really is, because a lot of times they want to say yes, but the fear really is, will I be able to make it back? Will I be able to create that? It's not about the coach. So coaches listening, it isn't about you. It's about them and their belief in themselves to create that money. And what I want to invite you to do, the person who's listening to this that is struggling, constantly letting money run their show, is I invite you to visit your belief in yourself and know that you have everything you need. And when you have the support of the right coach, the right people around you, you will be successful if you do the work. But the work first begins with a yes. When you constantly say no, 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 what I know is God is going to go, no, 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 no. I want to sing that song. No, 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 no. God will constantly say no to you. You have to have faith and step out and get the support you need. Surround yourself with the right men and women that see you and your greatness and they speak life into you. That's what a coach will do. That's what a mentor will do. They see you when you sometimes can't see yourself. And then my bonus tip, those of you who watch me, you know it's always going to go back to this. My bonus tip is you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are because at the end of the day, all of this comes because fear comes in and fear takes a hold of your mind because you are sleepwalking. You are sleepwalking. You have forgotten who you are. You have forgotten that you are one with the creator of all things. The creator of all things lives in you. You can do nothing without it, whatever you want to call it, spirit. There was something, divine intelligence was a name I heard today. Jesus, whatever it is for you, you cannot do your great work without it. So me, I'm a Jesus follower. And I don't care what kind of follower you are, as long as you believe in something greater than you, because truth is truth at the end of the day. But I got this new Bible called the Passion Bible, and I want to read to you a piece that really touched me today. And it's from John chapter 15. And it says, Jesus, this is Jesus talking. And Jesus says, I am the sprouting vine, and you are my branches. As long as you live in oneness with me as your source, fruitfulness will stream from within you. Fruitfulness will stream from within you. I'm going to repeat that because then I'm going to get into this last little part of the sentence. As you live in union with me as your source, with God as your source, fruitfulness will stream from within you. Here's the kicker, but when you live separated from me, you are powerless. When you live separated from me, you are powerless. So what that tells me is that until you own who you are, your oneness, your unity with the divine, you are powerless. Because in your own power, you cannot do the greater that you have been called to in your life. You're not meant to play small. You were not meant to be in the shadows. You, my brother, you, my sister, were born to shine. You were born to play big. So I want to invite you, if you need support in this area and you've been following me and you've been wondering, man, is Dorothy-Inez the coach for me? I resonate with her. If anything I've said today has you thinking, let's get on a call, let's get on a conversation. Take a bold step today. Stop worrying about if somebody's going to try to sell you. Sure, I'm going to tell you what I'm offering. Heck yeah. But here's the thing. If you're not a good fit for me, I'm not a good fit for you. You know, you're like, ooh, once I talked to that girl, I did not like her. It's all good. I'm not attached. But what I am attached to is being of service to you and to women who want to step up and play a bigger game in their life. Women who want to do that thing that's burning on the inside. Women who are ready to get out of the shadows and come into the light. Women who are ready to say, fear, get the out of here. I'm done. Okay? That's who I'm looking for. I'm not looking for scaredy cats because I'm going to push you. I'm going to make you take some bold moves because that's what the God in you wants to do. It is a crime to not allow that which wants to be expressed in you to not express it. It is your mandate, it is your obligation that what is in you, it must come out. It must be made manifest on the earth. There's people waiting for you, sister. There's people waiting for you, brother, to show up. Thanks for watching today. If you're interested in booking that appointment, I want to invite you. Go check out my page. You're like, what does Dorothy-Inez do? Go check out my page, www.dorothyinez.com/book me. There you'll see all kinds of testimonial videos. You'll see my proof. You'll see that my work works. You'll see that there are women experiencing transformation in their lives. And I would love for you, if you're a good fit, to be one of those women. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Thanks for tuning in. Those of you that watched, I appreciate you. I love you. If you were on the replay, put #replay and let me know you were here. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. You know, hey, Sonia. Hey, Tara. I don't know who's still here, but Connie, I already greeted you. So anyways, God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.